Hello, my name is Jeremy Devitt. I'm born in Armidale, New South Wales in the Northern Tablelands, a place they call New England. I grew up in another place called Coffs Harbour. New England is Nganyaywana country. Coffs Harbour is Gumbainga. My great nana came from a place called Nimboida near Grafton. She escaped a massacre and ran all the way up towards Armidale to another smaller town called Uralla. There she met my great-great-grandfather named Albert Witters. These are my ancestors from this country. I also have English, Irish, Scottish and Welsh ancestry coming from overseas. I was taught in the Spiritway of painting by Uncle Joseph of from Remingining. He was taught by old man David Malangi from Gunbalanya. Old man Malangi was most famous because his designs were used on the Australian $1 note. This is Spiritway of painting, my exhibition. In Spiritway of painting we use much black and white. That's our colours for spirit. We also make our story bigger by adding and layering more things to it. So we can have a dolphin, but the story is not just about the dolphin. It can be a story about how humans relate to animals and the rest of the world. It can also have things, other animals, put into it as well. For instance, you might have echidna quills, crocodile scales, might have a beard like a person, might have eagle wings or feathers on him. It's just depending on what the story is. So that's part of Spiritway of painting. My main story is spirit man, spirit woman. That's reminding people that all the modern day things that we have, we don't really need. We've always lived for hundreds of thousands of years without that. So why would it be absolutely necessary today? To be more natural, to live more natural ways, more holistic ways that link with the earth, with Spirit Mother Earth. My other story, what I paint, is about the soul, so that reminding people that everyone has a soul. Everyone is origine or everyone is aborigine to Mother Earth. It doesn't matter what your colour, long as you're a true fella. So skin colour doesn't make us who we are. It's what comes from within. That's something that's simple, straight to the point. When we think like that everyone is originally from the earth, all the originally earth peoples, what do? They look after the land, they pay respects to their country, the ground they walk on, the air they breathe, the water they drink, the animals they eat, and fruits as well, mushtaka. Holistic, paying respects to everything, the stars, the moon, the sun, galaxies, all that there. So if we are all originally to the earth, which we are, then it's everybody's job to look after the place. Not just those indigenous fellas, it's every human job to look after the place. Human family. When my uncle was alive, we started to paint this painting together. And while I was drawing the dolphins on in some chalk, drawing it in, I drew this one, 1, 2, 3, and I was about to draw this one when he said, make that last one going up. So I drew him swimming up, see? Now in our culture we believe when you finish, when you die, we become a star. So our soul never stops. It's like a generator that never runs out of petrol. And it's like a light that never turns off. It just keeps shining. So you see I have stars on my shoulders, on my arms. This represents my ancestors with me on my shoulders. Here too is my family ancestors on my mother's and father's side. That's why we wear that. That's what that's for. And so here, not long later, my uncle died. And so this story then became about myself, my uncle, and the other two fellows he taught to paint like this too. In my painting, that's symbol for country, where we're from and where we travel. The destinations, people we meet, lessons we learn, and the state of mind we reach along the way, becoming more refined as we get older. The backbone is painted like a chain that can't be broken. Our cultures is our backbone, that's our chain that can't be broken. No matter about skin colour change, even when we move from one continent to another, the culture's in us.
Yeah, we just stumbled upon Dust Temple to have a coffee, so it was a nice little surprise to come in and see that there was a performance on, and I thought it was really inspiring. And I think that he's a very smart man and has some good wisdom about life and what's happening in the world today, and obviously has some amazing knowledge of his history, which was great to hear.
It's like expressing the eternal structure of the universe, no? And he has a gift to put it in this kind of images, no? So that's the reason why I think mainly female people are really attracted to this kind of painting, no? And his filigrane structure is what you see in everything. It's like the essence, no? Like he's painting in a meditation or in trance because he is so connected, no? That's what you feel, actually, no? When you stay in front of this, of his pictures especially, no?
A lot of people always ask me why, how come the woman doesn't play? So now I'm going to tell you one story why. Long time ago, creation ancestor, rainbow serpent. See these rainbow serpents here? They're representing that old creation ancestor. He was much bigger, big like a train, even bigger too. And one of them headed up north towards the top end of Northern Territory. As he moved, he made some rivers pushing his body. See how the rivers are shaped like a big snake when you look from an aeroplane? He made some rivers and valleys and pushed out some water holes and pushed up escarpment country. And then he came to a place where he finished doing his creation business and curled up in a big coil with his head on top. Then he went to sleep. At the same time as he went to sleep, two creation ancestor beings called the Nganyaywana sisters. The Nganyaywana sisters, coming from the top end of Northern Territory in a place called Arnhem Land, walked across the land playing little sticks like this called bilma. Bilma is these little clap sticks. As they walked across the land playing that bilma sticks, they started to sing all the law, the languages, how to treat each other, birth, death, marriage, the skin group, processing poisonous food, hunting, making tools, everything was in the songs. The songs they taught to them people, and they sang into the rocks, into the trees, into the land as well. They walked across singing all them songs, and they sang like a woven web that all things are connected in them songs, just like in life, even the moon and the sun. As they were walking and singing, there was one young woman who had a little baby. She wasn't listening to the part of the song that says, certain time in the afternoon, you've got to pack up what you're doing and make your camp. Make a little gunya like this, firewood, some tucker, so by the time the nightfall comes, you're ready, everything's good. She wasn't listening, this young woman with the baby. And before she knew it, it was dark time and she had no camp. She was walking through the bush in the dark, feeling cold, no camp, no food. thinking where I'm going to shelter. She came across where the rainbow serpent was curled up in a big coil. So she asked him, "Can I please shelter inside your coil?" He opened up one eye and looked at her and went, "No, you should have listened to Jungle sisters. Now go away and build a ganya, just like this one." She went away. And as that male rainbow serpent, he neglected woman and child, off in the distance rose up a storm from creation itself and started heading this way. The woman tried to build her ganya, but wind from the storm kept blowing it down. The baby was getting upset. She picked up the baby and went back and asked that rainbow serpent again, "Can I just shelter inside your coil, please, just for tonight?" Rainbow serpent looked at her and said, "No, you should have listened to them Jungle sisters. Now go away and build a lean-to." A lean-to is a shelter, a stronger one, built up against a tree. That male rainbow serpent neglected woman and child again. The storm come over, a bit bigger now, rain coming in, bit lightning and thunder. Very windy. She was trying to build a shelter against a tree, but no, rain getting on the baby, making it cry. She couldn't do it. She went back and asked him again one last time, "Can I please shelter inside your coil? Maybe I'll just put my baby in there and I'll stay outside." And the rainbow serpent opened up his eye and looked at her again and said, "No, you should have listened to Jungle sisters. Now go away." And as the male rainbow serpent neglected woman and child the third time, that storm from creation come directly above and struck him with lightning. Now that rainbow serpent was all on fire. His whole body was engulfed in flames. He started to move around and around in a giant circle, rubbing his back in the dirt, trying to muck out the flames. And because he was on fire and he moved so fast, out came the sound. So the sound of that yidaki didgeridoo come from the male who neglected woman and child. Men play as a reminder never to neglect a woman and child again. Because in the area where I come from, it's called New England, there was a lot of damage done to culture, sites, ceremonies, language, and our people. Many people were massacred where I'm from, poisoned and things like that. So when I was growing up and I wanted to get back into my culture way and learn from my Nana's people, there wasn't any elders who knew our ways anymore. They made sure of that. That's why they call that place New England. They wanted to create England there. So this made me pretty angry and frustrated that I couldn't learn the language that had been there for hundreds of thousands of years. So I started on a little journey where I went around to look for elders who could show me different ways. In Australia there's over 2,000 different nations. That's over 2,000 different languages, law, life and way. Just like in Europe, you've got France and England and Germany. They're different countries, different language, different law. In Australia, there was over 2,000. Now there's around about 600. So when they talk about genocide being done in Tasmania, it wasn't just done there. There was many genocide made here on the mainland. Many, many language groups wiped out. Even though they're all different language, different people, different law, a similar thing that we all have in common is this painting that's straight behind over here with Spirit Man and Spirit Woman. The basis of all indigenous cultures in the world, all human culture, is child mother. Everything is designed around looking after the child and the mother. That's what we have in similar things in common. And that goes right through to modern day people as well, doesn't it?
Well, I think it's a very interesting exhibition. He's a very interesting person. He has put together a provocative display, and his dialogue is provocative that goes well with it. And I say provocative in a very much a positive manner, in that he makes his audience, the people he talks to, and talks to verbally and talks to via his work, he makes them think. And thinking is fundamental to any sort of improvement and getting people to change attitudes and positions. So from that perspective, I think it's a very provocative exhibition and needs to be applauded.
So the stuff that went on 100 years ago, 50 years ago, or 200 years, still going on today. No bloody different. It's just that they know how to cover it up and control media, put things in your head, make you think a different way.
We originally come from New Zealand, and I was born in a small area called the Hokianga, which is predominantly Maori. So I always loved the culture. So when I came over here and I describe Aboriginal people as being shadows in their own country, you don't see them. They're not really integrated into everyday life like they are in New Zealand. Well, that's how I saw it anyway, especially here on the Gold Coast. I've always struggled with the idea that people are different just because of their skin colour. To me, we're all the same. We are all human family, and meeting Mudjai has really shown me that the depth of their knowledge and their connection to their land is so strong and so important, and there's an absolute wealth of knowledge here that is a myth that is skimmed across the surface. You don't see it. And
This is the sound of a kangaroo when he's bouncing. When the kangaroo is bouncing, he can't look around. He might fall over a log or something. He's got to stop. When he stops, then he can look around, smell the air, look around for any danger, see what's happening. This is the sound for that. And this is the sound for the wild dog, the dingo. So I'm going to put all them noises together and make the dingo chasing the kangaroo. Are you ready?
It was really interesting to hear him talking about Aboriginal dancing, because we've seen a lot of it in Australia, but really didn't realise that the stamping was a connection with Mother Earth, the dust, and the more dust you made, the better the connection was.
He looks a little bit different, but same. Much more spiritual when he's got the full feathers on and things.
Because looking at his arms and legs, but he would still relate as a full Aboriginal person. But to look at his skin colour, I would say he's half black fella.
So when we think properly and accept that everyone was black once, and the only difference is that we moved to cold parts and our skin went light, then there's really no need to be separating black and white and having this mentality that someone with a darker skin or lighter skin should be better or worse than the other, or more primitive or more civilized or anything like that. how we look at it is we need to value diversity in the humans, in all our human brothers and sisters. Valuing the diversity, looking at the beauty from each fellow's culture, learning and sharing knowledge with each other.
I learnt about the Aboriginal songs and about all the laws and all what happens to the Aboriginals.
Everyone puts their hand up. We're all the same. We leave the same handprint on the wall. All around the world, every old cave painting from all the ancestors, from all of us fellas standing here, all left their handprints the same on the wall, eh? So when we do that, we show spirit of family, spirit of human family. We're all the same, that's what we're showing. That's what we're trying to show to you.